and saved it. He throws the glove, blows a kiss over to Manny Machado, who didn't like him throwing the glove.
Isn't playoff baseball just the absolute greatest thing in the entire world? What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Let me get my script. I don't know where it went, but here it is. We have so much to talk about today. That intro was just the beginning of a huge rivalry that I think is going to be ensued for the next couple years. I don't think the Dodgers and the Giants are going to be the biggest rivalry in the National League West. I think the Padres and the Dodgers is going to be entertaining for the next decade. So we're going to talk about that, as well as the Marlins versus the Braves. The Astros, they tried to eliminate the Oakland Athletics. We'll talk about that game. And then the Yankees, they're not looking too good right now. They're one game away from elimination, so we'll break everything down. Thank you all so much for stopping by. If you want to see more videos like this, leave a like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's start talking playoff baseball.
And a wave and a miss by Sierra. Swanson with a drive out to left field. And a swing and a miss. That's 5 there.
Swung on and missed. Good.
Oh boy. That ball doesn't have a chance to stick around. Another homer in the series.
Where did Ian Anderson come from? I mean, I knew that he was a prize prospect coming up for the Braves, but the fact that he has 11 2/3 shutout postseason innings to start his career, I never would have thought that. So after playing the Marlins yesterday, he has only given up 5 hits, 0 earned runs, and has 17 strikeouts in 11 2/3 postseason innings. I mean, this kid has been so electric. I haven't seen anything like this from a rookie since Jose Fernandez and Steven Strasburg. Now, not so much from a postseason perspective, from just dominating in your first season, and this is insane. This kid is special. And on top of that, the Braves also got contributions from Dansby Swanson and Travis d'Arnaud. The bullpen, they came in clutch. They shut out the Marlins, and this is the 3rd time already in the postseason that the Braves have shut out the opponent. Now, I will say the Marlins, they're kind of trying to pull out all of the tricks out of their hat because they will be starting Jazz Chisholm in game number 3. So it's going to be a righty-lefty matchup. I think that Jazz is going to have a crazy day. I don't know, sometimes I just get these feelings that one specific player is going to go off. I felt it with Jared Walsh. He went off. Randy Arozarena, he continues to go off. Giancarlo Stanton, I called that as well. But for whatever reason, Jazz Chisholm, look for him in game number 3. But for right now, you have to give it up to the Braves. I expected this from them last year in 2019. Unfortunately, the Cardinals happened. But fast forward a year later, the Braves are playing absolutely lights out. They look like world beaters right now because that rotation led by Fried and Anderson, it's going to be tough to beat them if they keep this up. The A's are playing the Astros down 2-0. This is a must-win game. Everyone and their mother should be rooting for the A's. I get it. If you're from Houston or if you're from Texas, I understand. This is just a skit at this point, but you have to root for the A's. So they're down 7-4. It looks like they're about to get eliminated. So who wins?
In the 7th inning, and here's Chad Pinder. And onto the track at the wall. It's gone! Murphy. Sunfield will make the catch. Tagging at third is Grossman. The throw to the plate. Pinder coming up. And it is driven in. Will make the catch. Tagging at third base. Reddick strikes out, and Hendricks out of a major jam.
The A's play the comeback kids as both starters, Jesus Luzardo and Jose Urquidy, they have awful days on the mound, so it was up to the bullpen as well as the offense to get the job done, and the A's said, okay, we got this. Chad Pinder and crew, they put up 9 runs to the Astros 7, and then Liam Hendricks, you have to give this guy all of the credit in the world. His arm probably feels like it's about to fall off. The amount of pitches that he has thrown in the last week, I would say, he's a savage. 3 innings yesterday, 0 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts. With that win, the Astros still have a 2-1 advantage over the Oakland Athletics. Remember, if the A's lose one more game, it's over, finito, done. So the A's are playing with a chip on their shoulder, just like the Astros are playing with a chip on their shoulder, trying to prove the haters wrong. So this is going to be a fun rest of the series. Let me know who you think is going to win. So between Jared Walsh, Randy Arozarena, and Giancarlo Stanton, I'm really feeling confident that I'm not very good at predicting series winners, but I'm pretty good at predicting who is going to go off. So I should probably start betting. If there are any ways to bet on specific players, you guys have to let me know, because I've never bet on anything in my life, but I should. And yesterday, the Yankees proved that, because Giancarlo Stanton hit yet another home run. I think that's 5 consecutive games with a home run in the postseason. But unfortunately, that was kind of the only highlight, as postseason Tanaka has not been postseason Tanaka in 2020. I mean, not to be too harsh on this guy, but my friend Dan, he has a YouTube channel. He tried to troll me and say that Tanaka was throwing. Ever since he posted this tweet, his ERA went from 1.76 to almost 3.4. He's given up 12 earned runs in his last couple starts, so it's just... yeah, not a good troll, in my opinion. But either way, Kevin Kiermaier went off yesterday. You have Randy Arozarena hitting a home run for his 3rd game in a row. And then Michael Perez, he gets in on the action with an Oppo Taco. Aaron Judge striking out, it seems like, every other at-bat. That can't keep happening. And it seems like he strikes out more when runners are in scoring position. So you all know I'm an Aaron Judge fanboy. But the way that he's playing, he is going to get criticized the entire offseason if he does not pick it up in game number 4. So game number 4, it's going to be a legendary game. In my opinion, the Yankees are playing for their lives. Watch out for that one because, in my opinion, just like I said, it's going to be legendary.
Went and saved it. He throws the glove and then blows a kiss over to Manny Machado, who didn't like him throwing the glove. And Manny says, you. Max says, no, you.
The final game from yesterday, good lord, this is what postseason baseball is all about. We had people robbing home runs, hitting home runs. We had people chirping back and forth versus ex-teammates. So let's go ahead and break it down right now because I think it gave that game 2 of the Indians versus Yankees series a run for its money for game of the year. So it all starts off, we have Zach Davies of the Padres versus Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers, and he threw a gem his last time out against the Brewers. Now, unfortunately, he was cruising, and then he gave a back-to-back home run, so this kind of got the Padres back in the game after Davies was shelled in the first few innings. So Machado and Eric Hosmer go back-to-back to make it a 1-run game. And then Cody Bellinger, he looked at the landscape, he looked at everyone, he said, you know what, I know 2020 hasn't been the best year for me, but I already have a home run. Let's put the icing on the cake.
Lifts his ball to deep center field. Bellinger twisting around, still going, he's at the wall, he leaps!
Brusdar Graterol goes insane after he celebrates that robbery from Cody Bellinger. He chucks his glove, he chucks his hat, and then Manny Machado, the ex-Dodger, starts chirping back at Brusdar Graterol and the rest of his former team. So I think it's safe to say that his exit, his departure from LA, I don't think it was all that admirable, because at the time when Manny Machado was a Dodger, I think he had stepped on 2 cleats of first basemen, so the baseball community hated him. Then he strikes out for the final out of the World Series. I just think that LA was like, deuces, we do not want you on this squad. You seem like a very toxic player. He didn't have the best 2019, but in 2020, he is coming back with vengeance. Unfortunately, it was just not enough. Even though his screaming and everything like that, he tried to galvanize the troops, it wasn't enough. Now, I will say the 9th inning, I'd be worried as a Dodgers fan because Kenley Jansen, his velocity decreased significantly, so that's scary. Joe Kelly, his command was all over the place. What's new? They barely squeaked past with the W. In my opinion, you have to start considering Jake McGee as your closer going forward. He had 33 strikeouts to only 3 walks with a sub-3 ERA in 2020. Why not go for him? He's throwing darts this year. Woo, so yesterday was a roller coaster, and I'm so excited for all of the games that are happening today. We have 4 different ones. We have Kyle Wright versus Sixto Sanchez, a battle of the rookies. I can't wait for this one. We all know that the Marlins are fighting for their lives, and they have their best pitcher going at it. Sanchez, he's going to be throwing 100 miles an hour consistently, so that's going to be a fun game to watch. Next up, we have Frankie Montas versus Zach Greinke. Someone tried to tell me yesterday that Zach Greinke was injured. Just if you don't understand what you're talking about, don't try and troll me, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be wrong, because he is your game 4 starter versus Montas as the A's fighting for their lives. Same with the Yankees, they're down 1-2. I don't know who Thompson is. I'm gonna be completely honest. Thompson is going for the Rays. I think he is a opener, but I could be wrong. And then Jordan Montgomery. That, if I'm a Yankees fan, I am sitting on the edge of my chair the entire game, because Montgomery is prone to giving up the long ball. That's going to be a scary matchup. And then the Padres, they are going to try and avoid being eliminated. They have I don't remember his first name. More John on the bump versus Dustin May, a guy that throws 100 miles an hour, a sinker. He throws anything that your heart desires in terms of being nasty as a starting pitcher. So thank you all so much for watching. Every single game you'll be watching today is an elimination game, so there might be confetti, not any champagne, because Robert Manfred said no champagne this year. Don't do it. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe out there and enjoy this day in MLB history.
Got him! The greatest game ever pitched in baseball history by Don Larson. A no-hitter, a perfect game in a World Series. Never in the history of the game has it ever happened in a World Series.
After Martinez swung on the line down the left field line for a base hit. Here comes Joy. Here is Junior to third base. They're going to wave him in. The throw to the plate will be late. The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. I don't believe it.